A wonderful line from St. Augustine will be able to unlock for us in many ways the meaning of Advent as we begin that celebration today. Augustine says during his time, every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. Every saint has a past, as if to say, we do not become mature or do not become holy, do not become full of virtue automatically, but there is some process of slow growth, and there is a past in which some sense of growth is visible. Every sinner has a future, as if to say that because there is this process of growth within our lives, we are able to see that in time, even though we may be far off now, there is a sense of time and ability and God's mercy that will bring us to where God wants us to be. Take the line from Isaiah for the first reading. Isaiah talks about a just shoot that will sprout from the stump of Jesse. That infers in many ways there have been a number of unjust shoots that have been in the history and life of the Israelites. And there is a sense of remembering the past, of how they have been far off and how they want to be closer to God, to receive a gift from God, in which His own sense will be manifest among them. And so with the promise of the just shoot, Isaiah promises that God will grow from within their midst and bring them a new promise. In the same sense, that promise of looking towards the future is also what captures Advent in many ways. Knowing where we are as a human race and wanting for Christ to come, to be a people of expectation, and watching for Him to come again. One of the pieces that the gospel helps us to see is that the categorical sin in the gospel that Jesus uses for us to be prepared is to watch out for the sin of being drowsy. Countless spiritual writers, Ignatius of Loyola, Teresa of Avila, John of the Cross, they talk about being spiritually asleep. This season of Advent is not a time to be asleep. It is a time to be specifically practiced, awake, and aware. Even God mentions that the anxieties of daily life may be one of the most common ways that we become uptight, one of the most common ways that we become unable to move beyond the daily necessities or responsibilities to look towards Christ. He focuses even on that. And he says we must be a people that are awake even in the midst of these things that are within each day. This year, once again, since we are within the year of faith, another quote from Lumen Gentium may be very fitting for us to celebrate and to listen to as we try to recapture a sense of being a people who wait. The church conducts themselves as children of promise, and thus strong in faith and hope. They make the most of the present, and with patience await the glory that is to come. Let them not hide this hope in the depths of their hearts, but even in their program of their secular life, express it by a continual conversion and by wrestling against the spiritual forces of wickedness. Lumen Gentium from paragraph 35. Let us practice a new awareness and hope now.